As an industry leader, you already appreciate the strategic importance of using technical standards to meet business objectives. You value the use of standards that affect your products, services, and markets. Now, let's talk about the benefits of participating in standards development, or more importantly, the risks of not participating. For example, there are potential opportunity costs that you should consider when deciding whether or not to engage in standards development. In addition, there could be financial costs of having to do extra work because of information that is obtained too late. Costs that could have been avoided. In the worst case scenario, there is the risk of product failure or a product causing a safety issue. Let's take a deeper look at some of these costs.
We couldn't possibly get a government contract or even go for an RFP or RFQ, which we do all the time, without those standard numbers beside the thing.
Early in my life, I was a medical device product safety engineer, and in many areas of medical devices, the time to the market was actually more important than the dollars and cents costs of compliance. When you bring the product through the testing process, through the certification process, or the regulatory approval process, and something is found not to comply at that point in time that you could have discovered and designed into the product initially, you'll pay a price for that that typically is orders of magnitude greater than what it would initially cost to design for compliance.
Many standards are for interoperability, and so the risk of not involved in standard early or not involved at all is the product or services may not be interoperable and may not be acceptable for the global market.
Today, if you look at organizations, they are not developing the complete product or the complete solution. They are addressing different pieces of a part of a bigger problem. In that context, if you are not aware of what are the interfaces, the protocols, what are the standards that are required, then it becomes an extremely challenging task to play the market. Standards development ensures that you are able to understand how the technology is evolving, what you need to do in your product to be able to sell to a particular market segment, and what is the expectation that the market requires, and those are defined as various requirements and specifications that are there in standards.
Typically, the standards that are made to address these attributes of products really define the way that the regulatory authorities are going to look at standards. So if you don't understand them, if your product doesn't accommodate the technical requirements of the standards, if it's not easy to demonstrate compliance with those requirements, you may have trouble being in the marketplace, and you may have a marketplace failure not based on your product being hazardous or dangerous, but just based on the fact that you can't easily demonstrate that your product meets those requirements.
You can get information about what standards exist and are being developed in various technical areas by consulting the websites of different standards organizations, including the IEEE. Then you can find out the next steps for your company to get involved. And if there's no standard in existence or in development where you think there should be one, you can contact the standards organization to make the suggestion and find the right team to help you turn your idea into a standard.